Hey, Cameo, Seraphin, how are you guys today? I watched your live yesterday. I thought it was I think it was yesterday, Cameo. Um, when you were in your car, and then I went back and you were in your house. I love going to lives like that because it's so relaxing. No drama, just chit chat with people. That's my favorite kind of lives to go to, especially now. You were all over town. Oh my goodness. You know what? I've never tried to do a live from my car. I should try. That should be the next thing. Hi, Dory. Um, why so late? Well, I wasn't even planning on going live really. I was just gonna like relax all day, and then I thought, I'm kind of bored, so I'll go live for a little bit, see who shows up, if anybody shows up. I know there's another live going on, but oh wow. I'm not going to have any like craziness here. I really did enjoy having Stellar on my panel on Saturday night. I thought he brought a lot to the table. Um, I got some nasty comments, but that's okay. I'm used to it. I'm used to getting nasty comments by now. But yeah, I appreciated him and I appreciated Tiffany and Corey being in here. So he is he's a very nice man and very good man. And I'm sorry that, if, yeah. Hi, Gemmas. Hi, how are you, sweetie? I'm just like, I'm not really doing anything exciting. I'm just up here chit-chatting about everything and nothing. Everything and nothing. It's like, it snowed again. Can you believe it snowed again last night? Like, I swear, this winter is not going to end. Oh, I know, Dory. I know. I I should be used to it. That was not a very nice comment. And I don't appreciate that coming from people that don't know me. So, from now on, I'm just going to delete the nasty comments. It's not worth even reading them. It just upsets me. And so why do it? I mean, I haven't scammed anybody. I haven't stole money from anybody. So I'm not worried about what people say about me. Until I do something like that, then you can go after me. But for now, oh, I uploaded two videos and they're about the solar water heating system. Oh, cool. That's cool. I'll have to check them out, Seraphin. So how is everybody today? I'm actually still tired. I mean, I slept in, but I'm still tired. Sometimes you need to just step away. Do you know what I mean? Oh my God. I got to tell you guys this. It's like downstairs getting water last night, and I hear this humongous bang, like if someone, um, I don't know, someone ran their car into my house, okay? So I run upstairs because I'm like in a panic. My husband's on the floor right beside the dresser, which is about 3 feet away from our bed, and his face is all smashed up. And he asked if I pushed him, and I said no. He said he felt like he had been pushed off the bed. He landed on the floor. He couldn't even get up for a while. That's how hard he fell. Um, so I tried to give him my hand, but he was like disoriented because he hit his face so hard. So he laid there for a few minutes, and then I got him up and got him in bed. Um, but the 2 nights ago or 3 nights ago, it was our spice rack went flying off the wall. So I don't freaking know what's going on with my house, but something weird is going on in here. So the spice rack fell off the house or off the wall, and then he fell out of bed. And that he actually thought I pushed him. That's how hard he felt. He felt. I mean, he landed 3 feet away from the bed. It was like someone pushed him. Hi, Carlos. Oh yeah, definitely. Um, Still getting the footsteps coming from upstairs. So yeah, but something. It's weird how the the spice rack went flying off the wall, and spices were everywhere, everywhere, all over my kitchen, right up into my dining room. What is a mess? Oh God. So I don't know what's going on if we're getting a poltergeist or what. But he really hurt. Hi, always love. I did get some sage, and you don't know this story. I bought some sage and candles because I was going to sage my house, and they disappeared. Have never found them to this day. Have not found them. And I also covered a mirror because someone said that that was kind of like a portal for ghosts to get into my house. So I took the mirror down off the wall and covered that. I the only thing I haven't done is saged my house because when I got the sage, well, I guess should buy some more and tie it around my neck or something because the other sage just disappeared off the face of the earth. Honest to God, it's nowhere to be. I have looked high and low all over this house for the sage. I've said prayers. Uh, I just don't know where it went. It just disappeared. It's weird. It's just weird. Make sure to open your windows when you sage. I've had different people tell me different things. I think I'm just going to have someone come in here that knows what they're doing because they say if you do it the wrong way, you can make it worse. The same with the mirror. If you get rid of it the wrong way, you could make things worse. If you put salt somewhere the wrong way, you could trap the spirits in. I know people think I'm crazy about this, but I mean, there's just too many things, and they're kind of accelerating again. Like they had stopped for quite a while. And then, I wasn't hearing anything when I bought these crystals, and I thought and put them all over the house, and they were supposedly, supposed to stop some of it. And I think it did for a while, but it's kind of progressed. So I don't know. But last night was scary with him just flying off the bed. And I mean, flying off the bed. He was 3 feet away from the bed. I'd be, we are planning on moving, but not in the next couple years. But yeah, but the other day too was like, I kept hearing, and it was from upstairs. And I kept hearing footsteps and footsteps and footsteps. And it was coming from upstairs. It was coming from the hallway. And I was too chicken to go out there and check it because it was like, hey, vegan realist, how are you, hon? You guys, if you haven't subbed to his channel, he talks about various topics. He's a great guy. Um, Sub to his channel. I'm gonna pin his channel. He has great chats too. Talks about everything. So I'm gonna pin your channel up here. Uh, Vegan. So yeah, that's his channel. Did it go up there? Okay, wait, I don't see it. There it is. That's Vegan Realist channel. Um, what's that? Oh, thank you. Thank you so much. Has this happened since you have lived there? It has happened. I'll say like the footsteps and the weird stuff, things going missing and stuff has been happening for 6 or 7 years. Hey, Colt. Um, but the it's getting kind of weird now with the spice rack flying off the wall and him I mean, if you guys could have heard what I heard last night, it would have scared the crap out of you. It was so loud. And I was downstairs, like I had no idea what it was. I thought maybe I don't know. I thought maybe it was so loud. I thought maybe a tree fell on our house. That's how loud it was. Scared the crap out of me. It really did. But it was him, and he was and he was laying on the floor, and he was like, oh, and he was moaning because he landed on his face right on the dresser. Love you too, Gemma. Love you too, girl, little girl. Yeah, because his face landed straight flat on the dresser on the corner, and I'm like, and it was, his nose was kind of bleeding, and he had a scratch on his face, but he couldn't even get up. He was so disoriented. And he said, "Did you push me?" And I said, "No, God, I would never do that." He said, "It felt like someone pushed him, and must have been quite a hard push because he landed so far away from the bed. Like it was scary. Scared the crap out of me, really, really did. But oh, I don't know. I have no idea. But then, a couple days ago, it was the spice rack, and when we came downstairs, the spice rack was on the floor, and all the spices were all over the kitchen into the dining room. Like they had, I don't know how it happened either because our dining room is off our kitchen. So I don't know how spices ended up in the dining room. It's just like someone was throwing it all over the place. They were just all over the place. We lived in a house that had an elderly lady and child souls. The child would wake us up hollering, "Mom, Dad," and it only happened when our kids were staying night at grandparents. I believe it. See, I believe in spirits and stuff. And one time my husband was taking a shower, and I started hearing like kids playing in the spare room, and we have a TV in the spare room. So I thought that the TV had turned on or something, or he had turned the TV on and it was a commercial and it was about kids. So I went into the other room and there was nothing. There was no TV on, no kids. Well, of course, there was no kids because we don't have kids here. So I looked outside to see if across the street there were kids playing. No, nothing. Um, but I heard it just plain as day. Hey, misbehaving. But I heard it just plain as day. I heard the kids, and it was like they were in a playground, and playing. Like it just like kids' voices. It was so plain as day. But yeah, it was kind of creepy. Well, it didn't creep me out so much because it was like they were happy playing. You know what I mean? They seemed happy. So really, that part didn't creep me out. Last night creeped me out. Last night really did. And the spice rack flying off the wall. That and a few things have happened in this house. Like things have been fallen and things have flown that we've actually seen. The china closet behind me, one of the doors will open by itself and then we'll close it and then it'll open and then we'll close it and then it'll open and then the other side will open. It's like weird. Hi, Michael. Nice to see you. Nice to see you. So sometimes, it's just weird. Different things will happen in this house. And like I said, the sage that I bought disappeared, completely disappeared. It's nowhere to be found. And I have already sent some things into Nuke's top five because they say if you have videos, if you have it, I have a picture of the spirit I caught. I have a video of when something sat down on my bed next to me. That's on video. But, it just never, you never know. Like, I never know from day to day what's going to happen in here. You need to come live with me. Just leave the ghost behind. No, come live with you. Yes, I do. Fix a room. Come and visit you. It's the weird thing is that I, I don't really feel creeped out when but the, the scaredest I ever was when I saw that door open by itself. That that really creeped me out because it opened really slow and I watched it from my bed and I was alone. And so I pushed it right against the wall, pushed the door against the wall because I was scared. And I went back to bed and jumped in bed. And didn't it come back and close and latch? It was scary. Let me tell you, it was like one of the scariest things I've seen. And then I saw a shadow figure. That's creepy. If you've ever seen the shadow figure, is creepy. That is creepy. It's just a black. It looks like a black mass with a head. It blacked out half my TV. It was very, very creepy. But but during the day, things don't, even when things happen during the day, doesn't really scare me that much. It's at night, especially if my husband's not home. It's at night. That's when I take an extra sleeping pill and just like, oh, just let me go to sleep because I don't want to be up to hear weird noises and stuff and things that go bump in the night. That's a demon. What's a demon? Yeah, I'm starting to think there's something that's not very nice in here because the way they pushed my husband out of bed, and he said he felt, because he asked me, he said, "Did you push me?" And I said, "No, it's downstairs." He said, "Felt like someone pushed him." I'm like, "Well, what did it feel like?" He said, "Like someone pushed me." And he landed, and it must have been hard because he landed so far away from the bed. Like when I went upstairs, he was just like groaning. He was like, "Oh," he was groaning because he smashed his face into the dresser, which was hard. And he had a big scratch across his face, and his nose was bleeding. And I'm like, oh my God. But it sounded like if a tree would fall on your house. That's how loud it was. It was just like this huge bang. Now he wants to put the spice rack back because we haven't put the spice rack back up. And I said, I'm kind of scared for you to put it back up because it might go flying off the wall again. And we looked on the wall. I mean, it's not that anything, because nothing came out of the wall. You know what I mean? It's like someone lifted it up, threw it down, and then started taking the spices and throwing them all over. They were all over. They were in my dining room, which is off the kitchen. I don't know how spices got into the dining room. It was just weird. Can we talk about rainbows? Yes, we should. Can we? Oh, we should. Maybe I should not talk about my my ghosty. Oh my goodness. But it did scare me last night. I did. And I thought, ooh, when I went upstairs and saw him groaning on the floor, I'm like, oh my God, I'm gonna have to I said, should I call an ambulance? Should I take you to the hospital? Because he couldn't get up. Like he said, I can't get up right now. He was disoriented, you know? So it scared me for that more than the a ghost possibly doing it. But this house is weird. This house is like I hear footsteps all the time from upstairs, downstairs, coming up the stairs. The doors will open. My pantry door opens by itself because we keep it like it's open right now. and we keep it closed all the time. So who knows what's going on in this house? Just a little bit of weirdness going on. So how are you guys today? I think we're going to have a stream where people come up and tell their stories about their paranormal stories because I really do. I am interested in that. I sub to a lot of paranormal channels. I don't know if you guys have ever watched The Darkest Secret. It's a channel on YouTube. It's pretty cool. And Nuke's Top Five is another one. Slap Ham. I'm sub to all those channels. I mean, I watch them like whenever they come up. I watch them. See, I'm hearing noises right now. Hey, I believe you. My precious home in upstate New York was haunted. General Monroe fought a war on those grounds, hoping. Winky, I remember when you showed us a picture in here of that face that you took. It was a picture of a face. I remember that so well. Thank you. Thank you, Misbehaving. Susie to anyone. Hello. Hello. Yeah, but I believe in that. That's why I believe in the afterlife. I believe in God. I believe in spirits. I believe there's good spirits. I believe there's bad spirits. Um, whatever did what they did to my husband last night was not a very nice spirit. I don't care. To push someone out of bed like that, it's pretty nasty. But oh God, the way he landed, it was so, oh, if you could have seen how disoriented he was, and you know, it was just like someone threw him up in the air and just tossed him over to the dresser. It can gradually change. You need to be very careful. I need to get someone in here to like do something the proper way because I don't know what I'm doing, and I'm not versed in how to clean a house. And we're going to be here for a couple more years. So, yeah. When they start sitting on your bed and, you know, doing stuff like that, yeah, when they start sitting on your bed or tossing your husband out of bed and throwing your spice rack off the wall and then throwing spices all over your kitchen, messy, messy little creep. I'm sorry. I didn't mean that. I don't want to get them mad at me. Um, yeah, but it was like someone took the spices off, and we heard it too. And it's always at night because last night was a very, very late, and the time with the spice rack was very, very late at night. And then when we came downstairs to see what it was, there were spices like all the way into my dining room and into my living room. Like, and you would have had to. I mean, the way my spice rack is in my kitchen. It's next to my. It's not far from my. It's across from my sink. So someone would have had to have taken spices and actually thrown them into my living room. That's how far they landed. I mean, I'm not saying that 100% true, but that's what I think. Usually between 2:30 till 4. Yeah, actually, it was just after. Yeah, it's like after. I think it was about 1:30 in the morning last night with my husband. But he was so disoriented. It was just like he said someone pushed him. And you got to remember, my husband is a skeptic to the nth degree. Because I even said to him today, I said, well, you felt like you got pushed. It wasn't me. Do you think it was the ghost? Because I've talked to him about this. And he goes, yeah, right. He laughed at me, of course. It it can occur during a death of someone, an anniversary, an invitation of malice by another individual. We call that bad eye, or it can also be residual energy. But overall, They should be in peace. Should be in peace. And Winky, I've got a cemetery, not across, right directly across my street, but there's a house across my street, and then there's a cemetery behind that house. And I have walked through that cemetery several times, so I don't know if I brought something back with me or I'm going to order more sage. I keep saying I'm going to, and I'm going to, and I'm going to, and I always forget. But when I did these crystals and I had these crystals, it stopped for the longest time. All I would hear was like the regular footsteps, which don't scare me at all. They never have scared me. Hello, Bonnie. We've lived here almost 18 years. It's going to be 18 years pretty soon. My husband's lived here longer, like over 20 years. I've lived here 18 years with him. Um, a gin garden gnome elemental type being, I feel. Oh, are you an empath? You see things? I'll order some sage. Misbehavior have to send me some. But the thing is, I did order sage and it disappeared. Like off the face, I swear to God, off the face of the earth. Because I was going to show it on a live. I was going to show the sage that I bought. It was 3 bundles that I bought. And I was actually going to show it. And it was, I could find the candles I bought. I couldn't find the sage. And have never found it since. Said my prayer to find things and everything else, but have not found the sage. Hey, Joy. I know Joy believes in it. Don't you dare. I'll order it. Don't. I will. I'll order it. I promise. But you see, I don't want to do it if I don't know what I'm doing. You know what I mean? Like, if I don't know what I'm doing, I don't want to do it and I end up like trapping evil spirits in my house or something. You know what I mean? If you are using sage, make sure all the closets are open, doors on your cabinets and windows to draw out the smoke from the sage. Do not keep your windows closed. So just open. See, and that's going to be fun too, because half of our windows in this old house don't even open. That's what I mean. I do not want to do it wrong. I want to do it completely right. Thank you, Susie. I appreciate that. Because someone said if you do it wrong, if you do like if you do a cleansing wrong, you can trap spirits. And like someone said something, take salt and put it around your house. But if you do it wrong, then you can trap them in. So I don't want to do anything that I'm going to, end up regretting and having like these crazy spirits running around my house. And don't be sparing because it smells strong, but not nasty. That's why, like people were saying to me, well, you sure your husband didn't get rid of it? He wouldn't have even known what sage was. Hi, Dandy. He wouldn't even, um, thank you. Tell him thank you. Thank you for coming in. He wouldn't have even known what sage was. So he wouldn't have thrown it out. He would have asked me um, first. You know what I mean? Um, so he wouldn't have thrown it out. He knows better than throw my stuff out. What's your name? But has anybody else in here had a spirit or a spirit in their house and had to get rid of it? I mean, I'm thinking now that I should um, because of what happened last night. And, it's kind of escalating. So I'm thinking I should actually do something about it. Because it was it was pretty violent last night. It was very not pretty violent. It was very violent how he got pushed off that bed. And it's never happened before. So, kind of it did scare me. Actually thought I would have to call an ambulance because his face was smashed. It was like, ooh, it was like someone took him. It was like he got into a bar fight, is what it looked like. So, but hopefully, I'll figure out how to do this. I'll do figure out how to do this. I'm wondering if there's a poltergeist too because of the spice rack like flying off the wall like it did. And that was in the middle of the night too. What was that? All red lights in your life eventually turn green. You just have to be aware and keep moving forward because no matter what happened, red lights always turn green. Oh, that's cool. I have some bad dodo spirit. Previous owners died of cancer, and my husband now has cancer, rare form. And I have skin cancer now, getting ready for Mohs surgery. Oh, I'm sorry. Um, Prayers for you and your husband, Joy. This cancer sucks. And prayers for Ginger Lock's mom too. She's going to be having surgery soon. So I will. You ordered me a home cleansing kit guide? Oh, okay. Are you gonna come here and do it? I'm scared I'm gonna piss them off if I try to do that. You know what I mean? They're gonna say, "What? Are you trying to get rid of me? Are you talking to me? Are you talking to me?" You know what I mean? That's Vegan Realist's link up at the top. I pinned. So if you want to, please go sub to him. He has a great channel where they do a lot of discussions. So he's a pretty cool guy. And I made it to 2,000 subs. I'm so proud of myself. Like I'm so proud. And I think maybe next Saturday we'll have a hangout and just, for members and just have a hangout and just give gab and talk about whatever. And it's private, so you could just let it all out and everybody can talk. Um, because sometimes I'm on YouTube when you're everybody can see what you're saying and then there's screenshots and this and that. You're kind of not willing to say what's on your mind. So, and maybe I'll have a private live too. Well, not a private live, but what you call it? Hi, Swiss Wang. Just want to share my experience here at home. There's the three spirits here living since this house did not renovating yet. There's a little boy and a mother and an old man. Wow, that's cool. That's not cool, but is it scary or is it are they good spirits? Because there are good spirits. I believe there's good. I live in a haunted house once. It was the old Siamese twins home place. My daughter actually saw someone, but I never did. Does anybody want to come up on panel and talk about their haunted house experiences? You're welcome to. You're all welcome to because I know I didn't have a lot of experiences with hauntings except that my husband grew up in a house that was said to be haunted by a little boy named Patrick. I don't know how he died. I don't know his. I just wanted to let you know that I had to cancel many memberships due to hard time. Oh, Winky, don't worry about it. Don't worry, sweetie. That there's I had to do that too because I had so many memberships. I had so many memberships out there. I had to slow down because I was like, my husband got our bank statement. He goes, "What are all these memberships you joined?" I'm like, I don't even remember. And I think they just keep renewing and renewing. And then, so I'm going to have to go into my YouTube studio and see which ones I'm, still members of and everything. But if anybody wants to come up and share their ghost story, you're welcome to come up. Just let me know and I'll post the link. Slap Ham. Slap Ham is a channel that they show creepy videos and stuff like that. Thought you Carla's partner? What? Who are you talking to? They are harmless, but at some point they're disturbing while you're in the middle of sleep. Little boy trying to say something right straight to your ear, but can't barely understand what he is saying. Oh, yeah, that can be annoying, I guess. Namaste, Mr. Positive. Um, so what was I going to say? Yeah, so I think everybody's had an experience. Like, here's the thing with my husband, okay? He's a very big skeptic, even though he grew up in a house that was said to be haunted by this little boy. And his mother told him, and she told me stories about it. And so he's very, very skeptical. But yet, he'll be missing stuff like his tools, like he'll be missing, say, a tool that he put somewhere and he'll always blame me. He always says, where did you put this? Carla, where did you put that? Where did you put this? And I'm like, I did not touch. Why would I want to touch your tools? Like, I'm not adept at, doing anything with tools. And me too. Like, I'll put my keys down and I put my keys in the same place all the time. They'll end up in different places in my house. So I don't know if it's, the ghost doing that or if it's what it is, but yeah, they usually end up in different places. So yeah, so I sat down with him one night and I said, and then one day it was really weird. And I've quit smoking again, and I had quit smoking then. He called me, he called me upstairs and he said, Carla, get up here. And so I went upstairs. He goes, are you smoking again? This is when I hadn't smoked. And I said, no, I'm not. He goes, are you sure? I said, I'm positive. He goes, I'm smelling cigarette smoke. And it smells like it's coming from downstairs. I said, well, it's not me. It's not coming from me because I'm not smoking. I did for a little bit. I in between now and then I did. At that point, I hadn't. And so I said no. So then I sat down with him one day and I said, look, I want to talk to you. There's weird things going on. I'm hearing footsteps. I'm seeing doors opening and shutting. Do you think it's possible this house could be haunted? He goes, oh, come on. And then he got really quiet because I know for a fact if I'm hearing these things in this house, he's seeing something or hearing something. I know for a fact he smelled that cigarette smoke when nobody was smoking in this house. And I've smelled stuff yesterday I was smelling, it smelled like if someone, you know how when you start a fire outside and like you're burning wood, that's what it smelled like downstairs. And then I've smelled bacon cooking. I've smelled, you know what I mean, when there's nobody cooking anything in the house. So and I know that smells are a part of, you know like what spirits can manifest themselves as. So yeah. So, and we get a lot of that in here because he'll say, are you cooking something or something burning? He'll smell something burning. And I'll say, no, I don't smell any because then I won't smell it. But he's a big skeptic. I was skeptic myself, but that night I was in the middle of sleep. I hear someone running at the stairs, running towards me. I hear the slam of that feet coming near me. Oh God, that would be so scary. When I've never, it's not running, I hear it's walking. It's walking. And it's walking up the stairs. I've seen the orbs. I've caught the orbs on video. So there's all kinds of different things that they manifest themselves of. But someone told me, and she's really into the paranormal and stuff, said that the orbs are not nothing to be afraid of. They're kind of angelic um, spirits. But then what do I know? I don't. I know what people tell me. You know what I mean? I got my little ghosty on here. My my emoji ghost, Ghostbuster. Um, you spoke once before, but long ago. And I've actually had, the night that we caught misdemeanor was on the phone, and I was on the phone with someone else, and they actually recorded it. I didn't hear it. My husband was working out on the floor, and I was talking to them on the phone, and neither of us heard nothing. But she recorded it, and then when she recorded it, she played it back, and I've still got it to this day. It's like a bunch of creepy sounds and and I had gone down because I had heartburn and I had gone downstairs to get some Alka-Seltzer because I wasn't feeling well. I went downstairs and when I was coming up the stairs, it was like someone whispered the number five in my ear. It's like they said five, really quiet. So I went upstairs and continued the conversation and I said, "What's five?" And she said, that's when they asked how many spirits were there, that's what the answer they got was five. And they got, I think it was two names. Now I can't remember the names that they got. I think Philip was one, and I can't remember now. But they got two different names. One was a woman, one was a man. So that was like weird. But I mean, I know, I'm sure there's a lot of skeptics. I mean, my husband's one. Even though he grew up in a house that his mother swore was haunted with his little boy. What's a couple? And oh, the weirdest thing that I ever saw, like real life spirit, was when Hi.com was when I was at his mother's house and I actually saw the face of a little boy in the door. I was like, his face was right there, looking at me. That scared the crap out of me. But that was the first time I ever saw it. So maybe he brought the spirit home because when his mother passed away, he brought some things back from the house. So I don't know if he attached himself to something and just decided to make our lives miserable. I don't know. Because one that can touch and hold things, you better leave that house or get it worse. Um, I don't know, but he got pushed last night and he said he felt pushed, like somebody pushed him. And oh my gosh, it was like someone had tossed him across. My husband's not a big man, okay? He's small. You know, it's like someone tossed him across the room. I swear to God, if you would have seen where he was in proportion to where the bed is, you just said, there's something happened. And the sound, oh my God, it was loud. It was like an explosion. Scared the crap out of me, honestly. But I don't know. And then there's the whole thing with the spice rack and the spices being all over, that going off, flying off the wall. Now we've had that spice rack up on that wall for 17 years. Never had a problem with it. Now all of a sudden she flies off the wall and there's spices all over my kitchen, into my dining room, into my living room. Like, what the hell? Then one late night, I was removing my makeup near the stairs mirror. Is near at the stairs. I hear that running spirit again coming down at the stairs, so I run out and call Mom. If you can get sage today, I suggest you get it. I would like to find the sage that I had in my house. Like if I get sage, I'm tying it around my neck because yeah, if I put it down, it'll disappear again. I have this feeling if I get sage again. I'm sorry, Sis Wayne, do you want to come up and tell your story? I'm not trying to ignore you. I really am not. I'm really interested because that sounds pretty scary to me, a spirit running at you. Have you ever seen those videos where you see like you actually see the feet like moving? Like I that's why, it's uh, I don't know. It's hard to say that spirits don't exist. Uh, we don't live far from Gettysburg, okay? And I want to go there so bad because I hear it's very haunted there. Uh, I'm sharing this right now. I'm okay. That's scary. I believe it would be better perhaps if a priest handles that, for they can mock her and make things worse. Oh, I didn't tell you about the time that I was on the phone with Misdemeanor, and we're talking about everything that's going on, and all of a sudden we hear three. I don't know if you guys heard. I was three loud bangs that nobody was upstairs, and she's like, "What's that?" I'm like, "Don't I don't know. There's nobody upstairs." It was just like someone took their foot and just stomped on the floor three times. Not only that, but one time I was on a message call, like we were typing back and forth, and all that would come up on my in text was threes or sixes. That's it. Nothing else. I could not touch any key on my keyboard that threes or sixes would come up, and I had to type, talk to text. I couldn't touch my keyboard. It just wouldn't let me. It just all that would come up. And she kept saying to me, "Why do you keep typing threes and sixes?" I couldn't type anything else. It just wouldn't let me. It's always the electronics. It's always the electronics on the keyboard that just go crazy. Um, and it's the sounds. It's the um, always love, sweetie. Hi, sweetie. Um, yeah, I'm starting to think, well, with last night, what happened with my husband, and I know he's going to fight this, but with what happened with him last night, him getting thrown, tossed off the bed, and I don't care what he says, he was tossed off that bed. There are many priests that don't want to handle things unless it is of an intense experience, and even then, they second guess it, unfortunately. And I don't want anything to be made worse. Um, because I watched this show called The Dead Files, and she's always telling me people can make things worse. Like I know people do things like get Ouija boards and want to talk to these spirits and stuff. I just want peace. I mean, I'd be okay with a spirit like with the walking and the footsteps that I heard. I didn't mind that. Never bothered me. But as it got worse and worse and more, it started to get too much. Then I would see the shadow. The shadow figure was the creepiest thing. And you know how when you're kind of paralyzed because you don't know, like, I wish I would have taken a picture of that because that was huge. That was like almost to it was almost to my ceiling. That's how big that black mass was. And and I wish I would have had the presence of mind, but you know how you get paralyzed in fear? You and and two, when the door opened by itself, I was actually talking to someone, and I was actually getting ready to say goodnight, and I said to him, I typed him, I said, "You're not going to believe this." And he said, what? I said, the door is opening, but it had to unlatch and open because it was latched. Because when I'm here by myself, I latch that door. I don't know why. It's just habit. I latch it. So it had to be unlatched and opened that way. So I pushed it against the wall and it came back and it latched again. So I opened it up and I put something in front of it because it was scaring the crap. Never use a Ouija board. Yeah, I've heard that too. That's like the worst thing. Well, I've heard that there's a right way to use it and a wrong way to use it. But, who knows? I definitely don't know the right way to use it. So I don't want to use one. I don't want to be, I don't want to, don't want to, I don't want to do something stupid. Have you tried just asking them to leave? Yes, I have. I've tried asking them if they want something. I've tried being nice. I don't know, and then I think to myself, you're crazy talking to yourself. If anybody was in here listening to you, they'd think you were nuts. But it's just it's just weird. And the weird thing that's happening, I mean, the footstep, and it's not all the time. It doesn't scare. That happened to me one night. Like I'm literally paralyzed. I see that dark. You're saying, yeah, it's just like I saw it and I was like, I couldn't move. I couldn't move. My mouth couldn't move. My jaw locked, everything. I couldn't scream. I couldn't do anything. And it was like you couldn't see a face. You couldn't see, all you saw was a black mass. It was a big black mass. And it looked like it had a head. It did look like it had a head. But how I know it was real was it blocked, my TV was on and it blocked, it had to have some substance to it because it blocked up half my TV. Couldn't see half my TV. And my TV is up on the dresser. It's up high. The mocking of the Holy Spirit, God the Father, His Son. Yeah, I know. Yeah, somebody told me that. And the sixes, I don't know. That was all I could type on my keyboard. Everything I touched, and I was trying to, and it's only happened maybe 2 or 3 times. Um, but it's happened a few times that everything I tried to type on my keyboard, all that was coming up was the threes and the sixes. I was so frustrated because I couldn't type her because she kept saying, why do you keep typing that? And I couldn't tell her because I couldn't type it. So I went voice to text. And I said, I can't. Anything that I try to type is coming up in threes and sixes. Holy water and a priest blessing your home. Yeah. Well, after last night, I think something needs to be done because I don't kind of like my husband being tossed across the room. Oh my God. Oh, and he just head planted into the dresser, like totally could not get up. It took him about 5 minutes before I could get him up and get him back in bed. Was that it was that, crazy. I believe someone wants to come up and share. Oh, does someone want a link? You want to tell your ghost story? Thank you, Mr. Positive. I missed that. Here's the link. And I've got evidence of things because now I have my phone with me all the time. So when something does happen, and I'm very, very cognizant of where I put things and where they end up. If I put my keys in a certain place, I know where I've put them. If I shut a door, I remember if I shut that door. Because when you don't remember and you're going through this and you don't well, maybe I showed it, maybe I didn't, I could be wrong. Then you don't know. And now I'm not like that. I was dragged out of my bed. I got up and stood over it. I saw it in daylight, a dark shadow thing going onto the floor. It's real. Yeah, well, I said, well, what happened? And he goes, I don't know. It feels like I got pushed. Hello? Hello? Hello?
Hello.
Hello, you're echoing.
Yes, I am echoing because I'm here at the empty house right now.
It's hard to understand you. It's kind of echoing. Do you have any programs open?
How about this one?
You sound like you're in a tunnel.
Yes, I'll show you guys. Wait, one moment.
Okay. Hi.
Yeah.
It's hard to hear you. I'm having a hard time hearing you.
Oh, okay, one moment.
Like it sounds like there's water running or something. I don't know. Hello? The
Yes,
worst
how
thing
about
is,
this one?
hello?
Can you hear me better now?
I can hear you a little better now. Yes.
Okay. What I'm trying to share is the dark mask that you're saying a while ago, that it's really happened to me. I was sleeping that night and it just suddenly happened that I can even move my body, but all I can move is my eyes. And then I saw something that there's a two girl is holding me, and there is one in front of my face.
Okay. Does this happen often? Um,
Um, no, not
can
really.
you
That
can you
happened once.
people in the chat are saying it sounds like you're underwater or you're using a karaoke mic. They're having a hard time hearing you. Sounds like you're underwater.
Actually, it's raining here.
Oh, okay. It's raining here. It's raining there, people. And yeah, they're having a hard time understanding you, hearing you. Do you have a karaoke mic? Is that what you're
No,
using, sweetie?
no built-in karaoke mic. No.
Oh, okay. Okay, well, I don't know what to say. Can you guys understand her? I could understand her. Can you understand her? Can you repeat it, your story?
I said that that happened to me,
Uh-huh.
and I see two girls wearing black dress, holding
She
my
sees
body.
she sees two girls wearing a black dress holding your body,
Yes, and the one is wearing a mask right in front of my face.
and one is wearing a mask right in front of her face.
Yes, all I can move is my eyes, and I'm trying to shout, but there's nothing
And
to
you're
come
like
out.
paralyzed and you can't shout. Right. That's how I felt when I saw that shadow figure. Exactly like that. Mary thinks your voice is haunted. She's just joking. Yeah, it's creepy. Well, what happened last night was very, very, very unnerving to me.
Yes, and all I do is I just close my eyes and I pray. And then
Uh-huh.
after I pray, then I open my eyes, then it's all gone.
Yeah, me too. I say a lot of prayers too when I get scared. Sometimes though you don't think, you're not thinking, right? You know what? You're not thinking fast enough to know what to even pray. A lot of times I want to grab my phone and and take a picture because I want people to believe me because it stopped visiting me after all of my life went downhill. It possessed me. It went into my head. Oh, I'm sorry. So yeah, but yeah,
Yeah,
I've been dealing with this for years now, but not as much as like what it's doing now, like things falling off of like flying off the wall and stuff. It's getting crazy now.
you're experiencing much more worse than before.
It's getting worse and worse and worse. Yes. Well, the last night was the worst when he went flying off the bed. I've got a video of someone sitting on my bed, something sitting on my bed. Hawcrest Manor. This live is creeping me out. Sorry. Sorry about that. That's what we're talking about. We're talking about ghosts and ghost stories. We're getting away from the other drama. So, doing something weird. Who's doing something weird? I think they think you're using a different mic.
No, I am not. Okay, one moment.
Honestly, he probably is just in a room that is like an echo chamber, no soundboard walls. Do I sound okay? I never use a mic. I never use a mic ever. It's a voice changer? You're using a voice changer? Oh, thank you. I was just wondering.
This one. Can you hear you all better now?
Can you guys hear her better? I can. Okay, good. Thank you. I think I can hear you better. Do you want to tell your story again for people that didn't quite hear you?
Yes, like what I've said earlier a while ago, that there is three spirit here, a little boy, a mother, and an old man. And the little boy is trying to disturb you while you're in a deep sleep. He is trying to say something, but you can barely understand what he's trying to say.
Okay.
Yes, and the mother one is trying to copy a person, a doppelganger.
Mm-hmm.
Yes, because one morning, um, my aunt sleep over here at home,
Uh-huh.
and then my mother thought that my aunt is already at the bathroom, but I told it to my mother that no,
Mm-hmm.
Aunt Elizabeth is still sleeping. You can see, and you can check it. She's still in bed. She
Mm-hmm.
thought that my Aunt Elizabeth already at the bathroom to take a shower.
Right.
Yes, and the old man he is really harmless. He just like to whistle all over here at home. Every corner you can hear a whistle.
Okay.
Yes, and you might note that the old man is around when you smell something stinky.
Uh-huh.
Yes, And when you smell a smoke of a cigarette,
Yeah, my husband smelled cigarettes and he called me upstairs. He said, "Are you smoking?" I said, "No, I'm not smoking." Oh my goodness. Silly.
yes, I
Uh,
think that this house need to bless.
yeah, it is going to be blessed. And I'm gonna learn how to sage or have someone sage it, I think. But that'll be one of these days.
Yes,
Oh my.
I guess that I could tell it to my parents that they need to call a priest to bless this house because this house is really really disturbing, especially when visitors. Sometimes if there's a lot of visitors here at home, they threw
Right.
something. They threw something.
Uh-huh.
Yes,
Since my
sometimes
mom died.
they throw a spatula at the kitchen utensils.
Now they think is a poltergeist when things go flying across your room. You know, things go flying, you know, off the wall and stuff that they say that's a poltergeist. I
Well,
don't
I
know.
think it's a poltergeist, yes, because it didn't happen before, but when visitor comes, they think that they are surrounded by too much people
Mm-hmm.
and they want them to leave.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, possible. My daughters said they would be scared. I told them I'm not scared. I want mom to come. Poltergeist means noisy ghost in German. They only do sound. Oh, well, I think poltergeist here means like things that move around, like get thrown around your house, like my spice rack getting thrown off the wall, and my spices all over my house. But yeah, this house is definitely has got something going on in here.
Yes, it is.
Um, yeah, but it's been going on for a while. That's been going on for years. What's a ghost? A poltergeist? They say poltergeist can someone on YouTube is performing witchcraft on you or a voodoo doll. Well, they're doing it on my husband because he's the one that got thrown out of bed. I wouldn't be surprised. Lots
Yeah,
lover.
that's all that I want to share.
But what can they do to me? Was there any sage in the spice rack? Maybe they see it as a threat. I always have
Unfor-
sage for cooking.
Unfortunately, there's no stage here.
I had 3 bundles of sage and I don't know where it went. It just went missing. I don't know. It's gone. It's just gone. A ghost that does noise, only ones that do a whole lot is a ghost. Oh, I don't know what happened to him last night, but something definitely happened to him. But that's what it is, I guess. Anyways, I'm going to end this. It's been an hour. I'm getting tired, getting hungry. Thank you for coming up
Yeah.
this way. Come up
Thank you
again.
so much, Carlan. Yes.
You're welcome. Um, it's up to her channel. She's got a good channel. I go there. I go to your channel. And
Really.
then she's, yes, I have. I do. I check out every channel that I'm sub to. So you guys
Oh,
have a good, pardon me?
Yes, I just want to say that thank you, everyone, and I'm going down now.
Okay, thank you for coming up and thank you for telling your story.
Yes, thank you so much.
Dave Robbie will be in a haunted hotel tonight. That will be fun. Yes, it will be. I'm gonna watch. He's got a motor says, I've had the worst shit ever, never killed me, but cut off my airways, then let go at the last minute before I died. Wow. Hmm, that's scary. Have a good day, everybody. I love you all. Be kind, be good. Hopefully you don't have the ghosts that I do, throwing your husbands out of bed or your wives or whatever. Um, but you guys have a great day. I love you all. And thank you to my mods for taking care of business. Bye.